Here we have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go the information. F of x equals to x positive 6 times x positive 5 times x negative 4. The function f is given. Which table of values represents a y equals to f of x negative 3? Okay, here we have table of values in the options, and we have these table of values for this function y equals to f of x negative 3. Actually, it's a back solving problem. That is like we have to check the options one by one. Okay, to check whether option A is correct, what I need to do is I have to plug in x equals to negative 6 into this function over here. So when I plug in x equals to negative 6 into this function, so I must be getting negative 9 for y, because in the table when x equals to negative 6, y is equal to negative 9. So okay, now let me plug in to check option A is correct. Let me take the first pair of values for x and y. So that is, I'm going to plug in x equals to negative 6 into this function. So when I do so, I'm getting f of negative 6, negative 3. So now I have to get the value of this expression. So this gives the values of y, and here the value I'm getting for this one must be negative 9, because we have plugged in x equal to negative 6. According to the table, we have an option A. When x is equal to negative 6, the value of y must be negative 9. Okay, so how can we get the value of this one? So here the function f of x is given over here, and we need f of negative 6. That means we have to plug in negative 6 for this x. Okay, let's plug in negative 6 for x. On the right side also, we have to plug in negative 6 for x. So when I plug in negative 6 for the is x, so what will happen in the first factor? Negative 6 positive 6, it will become 0. Okay, whatever value we have for this one, when everything is multiplied by 0, so then f of negative 6 becomes 0. So f of negative 6 is 0. Then 0, negative 3, I'm getting y is equal to negative 3. That is, when I plug in x equals to negative 6, I'm getting y is equal to negative 3. But according to the table in option A, when x is equal to negative 6, the y must be negative 9. But the function does not yield the value negative 9 for y. So option A is incorrect. Okay, now we can move to option B. So in option B also, the first value we have for x in the table is negative 6. Okay, let's plug in x equals to negative 6. So when I plug in x is for negative 6, I'm getting y is equal to f of negative 6, negative 3. So already we have got the value of f of negative 6. That is, when I plug in x equals to negative 6 into the given function, so the first factor will become negative 6 positive 6. It becomes 0. 0 multiplied by everything will become 0. So f of negative 6 is 0. So I'm getting y is equal to 0, negative 3 equals to, I'm getting y is equal to negative 3. Okay, so anyway, in option B, the given function satisfied by the first pair of values negative 6 and negative 3. Anyways, which you can check the second pair of values. That is, when I plug in x equals to negative 5 into the given function, so I must be getting y equals to negative 3. Okay, let's check that. So now I'm going to plug in x equals to negative 5 into the given function, negative 3. So now we have to find the value of f of negative 5 into this function. So negative 5 means like this x has to be replaced by, we have to plug in negative 5 for x into this function. So what will happen in this factor? So negative 5, positive 5. So this particular factor will become 0. 0 multiplied by everything will become 0. So f of negative 5 becomes 0. So y is equal to 0, negative 3, I'm getting y is equal to negative 3. When I plug in x is equal to negative 5, I'm getting y is equal to negative 3. So the second pair of values of x and y satisfies the given function. Anyways, we can check the third pair also. So the third pair is when x is equal to 4, y must be negative 3. So let's plug in x is equal to 4 into this function. Then we get y is equal to f of 4, negative 3. So now we have to get the value of f of 4 using the function over here. That is, we have to plug in x is equal to 4. When I do so, what will happen in this factor? So we'll be getting 4, negative 4. So this factor will become 0. When 0 multiplied by everything will become 0. Anyways, f of 4 is equal to 0. So we get y is equal to 0, negative 3. So y is equal to 0, negative 3 is negative 3. So when I plug in x is equal to 4 into the given function, I'm getting negative 3. So the third pair of values of x and y also satisfies the given function. So all the three pairs of values we have in the table in option B satisfies the given function. So I think option B must be correct. Anyways, so if I verify option C, what will happen? Look at here. So when I plug in x is equal to negative 6, I'm getting y is equal to negative 3. So this pair is already verified over here. So this is okay. But already we checked in option B. When I plug in x is equal to negative 5, I got y is equal to negative 3. That means when I plug in x equal to negative 6, negative 5, 4, for all the three values of x, I'm getting the same value of y, that is negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. But here, when I plug in x is equal to negative 5 in option C, the value of y is equal to 92. That's not true. So anyway, so we don't have to verify the option D also. So because already we have checked the given function for these three values of x, negative 6, negative 5, and 4. For all these three values, we got the same value of y, that is negative 3. We find that negative 3 only, we find that negative 3 value, negative 3 for y only in option B. So the correct answer choice for this question is option B.